having a great week so far. I know I'm pretty sore from all the workouts this week, but I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong, and I hope you guys are feeling the same way too. Okay, let's go ahead and take you guys through your WOD briefing for today. Let's go ahead and jump into it. 2 rounds of 6 1 1/4 goblet squats with a 3-second pause at the bottom. 3 hip airplanes with a 3-second hold of the hip hinge. Those are going to be on each side. 5 alternating bridge leg raises each side. And then 5 bird dogs each side, along with 5 good mornings. All right, so let's go ahead and get you all moving. With your goblet squat hold, you guys are going to need some kind of, I would say maybe a lighter weight, maybe around 10 to 15 pounds or less. That would be a good weight for these goblet squat pauses. So what you guys are going to do, you guys are going to get your feet set in your squat stance. So feet are going to be just outside shoulder width distance, toes will be pointed out at a slight angle. You're going to have this weight out in front of you. You guys are going to be at the very bottom of your squat. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get down to the very bottom of our squat. We're going to hold for 3 seconds. While you guys are holding, I want you guys to focus on a couple things. Don't put the pack down, I'm just trying to show you guys a couple things. I want you guys to actively push your knees out and then drive through the ground with your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heel. So you're gripping the floor with your feet and you're pushing those knees out, actively turning on those external rotators, your glutes and your hips, the things we're going to be using for today's workout. So push those knees out, drive your feet to the floor. We'll hold here for 3 seconds. We're going to come up, we're going to come back down, and then we'll come back up. Okay, that's 1. So back out, knees go out, we're driving our feet to the floor, we're pushing the knees out, we're going to hold for 3, 2, 1, come up, come back down, come back up. Okay, you're going to give me 6 of those guys, all right? Next, you guys have 3 hip airplanes with a 3-second hold at the hip hinge. So you're going to get your feet a foot set underneath your hip. Okay, weight's going to go to one side. Arms are going to be out to the side. Your back leg is going to be tight. You want your butt cheek to be nice and tight as you guys are moving. But what I want to see from you guys as you're going is I want to see you guys kind of push that knee out. I want to see you guys turn on those butt cheeks and those, again, those external rotators that are going to be needing to fire as we're going through today's workout. So arms are going to get to the side. We're going to shoot that other leg back. We're going to hold for 3, 2, 1, and then come back up. Okay? So again, I'm engaging my glutes. I'm going to be loading up my hamstrings. And I'm going to hip hinge. I'm going to hold for 3, 2, 1, and then come back up. Okay? I want you guys to really focus on driving to that heel and turning on your butt cheeks. Okay? So 3 on each side. Next, you guys are going to give me 5 alternating bridge leg raises. So you're going to be on your backs. And you're going to be in a bridge position. So shoulder blades are going to be on the floor. Okay? We're going to have our arms onto the side. And we're going to raise one leg up, driving through our heel with the foot that's on the ground, squeezing the butt cheeks, and then come back down. And then up, and then come back down. Okay? I want you guys to focus on, again, turning on the glute, right? Making sure those hips stay high all the way through your glute bridges, okay? Next, you guys have 5 bird dogs. So you guys are going to be on all 4s here. Hands and knees are going to be stacked under your shoulders. Knees are going to be under your hips. Opposite leg and opposite hand are going to be moving out. So we're going to pull our belly button back towards our spine. We're trying to stabilize our core here. Keep our hips and our shoulders squared to the ground. And you're going to reach, squeeze, and then reset. Reach, squeeze, reset. The whole time, pulling my belly button back towards my spine. Trying to get my core firing here on these guys. All right? Last but not least, you guys have 5 good mornings. On these, I want you guys to take your time, okay? What I'm looking for a slight bend of the knees. Push your hips back. You guys are going to touch the ground. And then on the way up, you're going to reach back. Try and get a nice core stretch here. And then push those hips back, load up those hamstrings. And then reach back, okay? So those are going to be your good mornings. Okay, now that we're all warmed up, let's go ahead and jump into part 1. Today, you guys have 4 sets of 10 reps of staggered stance walking deadlifts. Okay, now that's a mouthful here. And you're just are going to be doing 10 on the right side and 10 on the left side. That's going to be one set. Okay, make sure you guys are giving yourself about 2 minutes of rest between each set so that you can give your body plenty of time to recover and you guys can jump back into that next working set full force. All right? Okay, so your staggered stance walking deadlifts. Let's go ahead and break this down. You guys are going to need a weight of some kind. Hopefully you guys have a dumbbell or a kettlebell. That would definitely be ideal here. And we're going to get our feet set. So feet are going to be in a staggered stance. So first of all, feet, I'm going to face you guys, are going to be underneath your hips when you guys go to find your width, okay? Then you're going to take whatever foot you're going to start with, okay? And your heel is going to be in line with your toe, all right? So staggered stance, okay? So feet are under your hips, hip width distance. My back toe is in line with my front heel. Now from here, I'm going to keep my shoulders up, back, and then down. I want to make sure I keep my lats nice and tight, my chest out. And I'm going to hip hinge. So I'm going to push my hips back. I'm going to load up my hamstrings on both sides. I'm going to touch the floor, drive through my heels, and stand up. And I'm going to continue to walk these forward. So again, front heel is in line with back toe. Okay? I'm going to hip hinge, touch, come back up. Hip hinge, shoulders stay back, chest stay out, touch, come back up. So I'm really focusing on loading up the hamstrings and the butt cheeks on each side. Depending on how tight your hamstrings are, you might feel it more in the front leg than in the back leg on that. Really focus on shifting that load to your posterior chain back here, not your lower back, okay? As far as where the weight should be in your hands, as you guys are working through the sets, switch hands every set. So I'll do my first set of 10 on each side with the weight in my right hand, and then I'll do my next set of 10 each side with the weight in my left hand, okay? If you guys have any questions on that, feel free to comment below. We'd love to answer those questions for you guys. So that's going to be your part one today, right? There's no superset, just pretty straightforward on those staggered stance walking deadlifts. So let's go ahead and jump into part two. You may have seen a workout kind of like this, DT. It is a hero workout, but we are doing something kind of close to DT. We have a 20-minute AMRAP, so it's definitely longer than a normal DT. But you guys have 12 deadlifts, 9 grounded shoulders or power cleans, and then 6 shoulder to overheads or push press or push jerk. It'll kind of depend on what kind of equipment you have. Okay, if we're working with a dumbbell or a kettlebell or an odd object, you guys are going to be doing your whole set on one side. So maybe I'll have that dumbbell in my right hand, I'll do my 12, I'll do my 9, I'll do my 6, and then on my next round I'll switch, I'll go to my left hand. Okay, so just make sure you're alternating sides if we're working with one object. You guys are working with a barbell, that's okay. You guys will be doing just 12 deadlifts straight through, 9 grounded shoulder power cleans, and then 6 push presses or push jerks, all right? Let's go ahead and break down what that AMRAP means. You guys are going to give me as many rounds and reps as possible here. So we're going to go through that movement pattern as many times as you can in 20 minutes, all right? Next, you guys have deadlifts. So for your deadlifts, kind of like we did in part one, feet are going to be under your hips, right? Make sure your feet are facing forward. They're in a neutral position underneath your hips. Make sure they're not pointing out. But guys, also make sure your deadlifts, your knees aren't caving in either, okay? You want to make sure your knees stay stacked over your ankles, and we're using our butt cheeks to kind of keep them pushed, away from each other, so they're not caving in, all right? So on these deadlifts, shoulders are going to be up, back, and down. Again, chest is going to stay up. We're going to hip hinge, so push your hips back. Dumbbell's going to touch the floor. We've loaded up those hamstrings and our glutes. We're going to drive through our heels and stand all the way up, okay? You're going to give me 12 on one side, all right? Make sure on these deadlifts, you guys are not squatting that dumbbell down. This is not a squat, okay? Make sure you're not rounding your back. No rounding the back. Keep your back straight, up and out. Okay, if we need to decrease the range of motion, in order to keep that back straight, I'd rather see a decreased range of motion than to see you guys lose it at the bottom. Okay, so keep that in mind as you guys are going. So, 12 deadlifts. Next, you guys have 9 grounded shoulder, all right? I'm looking for a power clean movement here. So, you guys are going to start with one hand of the dumbbell on the floor. Feet will be underneath your hips, keeping your shoulders back, chest out, butt down. You're going to drive through your heels, hips will open up. you'll catch that dumbbell on your shoulder and open those hips up at the top, okay? As it starts to get heavy, you guys will get tired because we're working out. The more you guys are able to use your hips, the more triple extension you're able to get, the higher you're able to jump without your toes leaving the floor with that dumbbell, the more momentum you're going to have moving up, which means it's going to be a lot easier for you to get underneath it. If we strictly rely on our shoulders and our biceps to do the curling work, it's going to gas us a lot faster. So make sure you guys are in fact being open up at the top, jumping under that dumbbell, and then returning, right? Or here, all right? So after you guys do those 9 power cleans, you guys have 9 shoulder to overhead. You guys can do strict presses, or push jerks. The most efficient one to move with here is going to be your push jerk, all right? This is going to use the most power from your lower body and gas the shoulders a little bit less than, say, a push press or a strict press. So what you guys are going to do, the elbows are going to be in front. One head of the dumbbell is going to be in your shoulder. You're going to dip, so push your knees out. Your hips will open all the way up, and then you're going to drop under that dumbbell, arm lock out, hips open up at the top, okay? Go ahead and bring it back down. So my knees go out, I jump under, arm locks out, stand, recover. So from the side, I'm going to dip drive, knees go out, drop, catch, stand, recover, okay? With your push jerks, you guys want to make sure that you guys catch in a quarter squat, okay? I want to make sure that this bicep is staying as tight to your ear as possible. Right, this is the most stable part of your body is going to be your midline, and your hips have to open up before you bring it back down, okay? Other options are a push press, kind of similar to your push jerk. All you're going to do is dip, drive, and press. That is an option as well, okay? So again, dip, drive, press. Difference, there's no drop under, okay? Last but not least, you guys do have your strict press. That's going to get pretty gassy, pretty tired, pretty quick. So I would suggest a push press or the push jerk, all right? What weight should you guys be working with? Something that you guys can work well with, all right? Form and technique always comes over speed and load. So make sure your form and technique is perfect first, then you guys can up the weight from there. Your sets should be relatively unbroken though. You should be able to do 12 deadlifts, and then go into 9 power cleans, or even down one arm, and then into your 6 push jerks, or push press, okay? If you guys are using a barbell, same concept. It should be something you guys can move relatively well with, okay? Think of unbroken sets. Now, as we get through that workout, we're gonna be gassed, we're gonna be tired, you might have to put that dumbbell, that barbell down a couple times, but relatively unbroken, okay? Your score for today is gonna be your total number of rounds and reps. You guys can post those scores below. If you guys have any questions, ask away. We'd love to answer those for you guys. I hope you guys have one heck of a Thursday, and I'll see you all tomorrow, okay? Take care.